Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now a new signal is flashing on the daily Bitcoin chart while the Bitcoin dominance is retesting this important resistance. And on top of that, the crypto market is about to head into a very important month, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and over the last 1 day, not a lot has changed on this 4-day Bitcoin chart. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about this chart right here, then make sure to check out my last video on this channel to find out more. So getting straight into the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now, the daily Bitcoin RSI is running into this important descending line of resistance that we've seen since around the end of June, entering into early July. And once again, since back then, since around early to mid-July, obviously I've been talking about this bearish divergence on the daily time frame and this descending line of resistance in the RSI. And basically what I've been saying since then is essentially in the shorter term, in terms of the short-term trend, we are basically looking neutral to bearish, which means we should expect either mostly sideways price action or bearish price action in terms of the short-term trend, because essentially while the RSI is trending to the downside, forming lower highs and lower lows and staying below this descending line of resistance, this basically means this previous bearish divergence on the daily time frame is technically still active as of recording this video. But obviously right now, with the RSI running into this important descending line of resistance, we are getting close to potentially invalidating this previous bearish divergence, because basically what we need to see in order to invalidate this bearish divergence and start to see some more bullish signals is, first of all, a breakout in this RSI above this descending line of resistance, and also ideally in that process creating a new higher high, which obviously we have not seen as of right now. So once again, at least for now, the RSI has not fully flipped bullish again, although it is getting very close to that. But if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin MACD, what we've seen over the last 1 day is an official bullish cross confirm in this indicator, now with a daily candle close actually confirming this new bullish cross. And so basically what this means, according to the MACD, is essentially we are now seeing a return in some bullish momentum, at least in the somewhat shorter term here on the daily time frame, which once again, as I mentioned in my last video on the channel, this is actually another signal on the daily chart pointing towards a possible short-term trend reversal from this short-term bearish trend into potentially a new short-term bullish trend. But like I just said, ideally, in order to become more confident that we're really flipping more bullish again in the short term, we need to see some more confirmation here in the RSI. And so essentially right now, in terms of the short-term trend for the price of Bitcoin, we're at a stage where we could possibly soon confirm a trend reversal, but we have not yet seen a lot of confirmation really confirming this trend reversal. So essentially right now, we're just waiting for more confirmation in terms of the short-term trend. But once again, as I've been saying almost every day since the very beginning of this year, we are technically still within a much larger bullish trend here on the much larger timeframes. But obviously during a larger bullish trend, we can see short-term bearish trends. And now if you're zooming into a smaller time frame, looking at the 6-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously this small bullish divergence is technically still active because the 6-hour RSI and also the 4-hour RSI has not actually broken the higher low, higher high price structure. But obviously over the last 1 day or so, with that massive pump to the upside due to that massive news that I talked about in my last video, we saw the short-term RSI on smaller timeframes like this 6-hour chart enter into overbought territories, which basically means just in the shorter term, the price went too far to the upside too quickly, and we're due to see a bit of a cool off, which is now playing out. And in case you're new to this channel, what I mean when I say a cool off is basically a reset in the RSI. So if we're overbought, that means a reset back to the downside, which usually plays out in the form of either choppy sideways price action, if not a slight pullback in the price of Bitcoin, just in the immediate short term. And so once again, if you're talking about the coming hours, maybe over the next 1 day, that's basically what is playing out right now, and what I expect in the immediate short term, a bit more of a cool off from all of that bullish price action. And now, just before getting into some other important charts, first quickly talking about this massive airdrop that is happening right now, and I'll make sure to leave a link to this airdrop in the description down below. In fact, it'll be the first link below this video, and basically this airdrop will only last for the next 1 month, and it is exclusive for only you guys that have signed up to Bybit using my link down below this video. And so if you want to claim up to 120 USDT just for trading over on Bybit, then once again, check this out. Link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. But anyway, now getting back to the Bitcoin part of this video, this is the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame. And right now, as of recording this video, the Bitcoin dominance is actually bouncing from this important area of resistance. And so essentially right now, this previous resistance is potentially acting as new support. And so obviously this is technically bullish price structure. Anytime where we break above important resistance and actually flip that resistance into new support is once again bullish price structure. And so what does this actually mean for the crypto market? And well, basically when the Bitcoin dominance is going to the upside, that essentially means Bitcoin is outperforming the majority of the crypto markets. Whereas if the Bitcoin dominance is going to the downside, that basically means the altcoins on average are doing better than Bitcoin. In other words, when the Bitcoin dominance is trending to the downside, that is also known as an altcoin season. But on the flip side, when the Bitcoin dominance is going to the upside, once again, that is when the altcoins are more weak relative to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is outperforming once again against the majority of the crypto market. And so essentially, I would only start to flip much more bullish again on the altcoin market and start to call for an altcoin season again if we start to see a breakdown in the Bitcoin dominance, ideally below this area right here, which by the way is sitting in between around 47.5% to around 49%. And so basically, while the Bitcoin dominance is remaining above that important area right there, essentially Bitcoin is looking relatively strong in the market. But if we do end up seeing a confirmed break below around 47.5%, then obviously we would be breaking back into this massive price range right here. And in that case, it's possible we could see a much further drop to the downside if 47.5% breaks first. And so once again, in that scenario, if that actually happens, then that is where we could see a possible altcoin season and much bigger gains in the altcoin market compared to Bitcoin. But considering the fact that this is on the weekly time frame, so each one of these candles is an entire week, obviously we're talking about the much larger moves in the market. And it's possible that if that happens, it likely will not happen for at least the next 1 month at the soonest. Because if you're looking at the historical Bitcoin returns, which really goes for the rest of the crypto market as well, because basically if Bitcoin dumps massively, then the whole crypto market follows Bitcoin. And the same goes if Bitcoin has a massive pump, basically the rest of the crypto market kind of follows along with Bitcoin. And so if you're looking at the historical Bitcoin returns at each month, we can see that right now we are about to head into one of the bearish months for Bitcoin historically speaking, because this chart right here basically looks at the last decade of history since 2013 up until now. And if you're looking at the monthly returns for Bitcoin during September, we can see that back in 2013, that was a slightly negative month. And then in 2014, that was a large drop to the downside, a very bearish month in September 2014. And then in September 2015, we had a slightly bullish month. It was almost neutral. In September 2016, that was slightly bullish once again. But then in September 2017, that was a bearish month. In September 2018, that was a bearish month. In September 2019, that was a very bearish month. In September 2020, that was a bearish month. In September 2021, that was a bearish month. And in September 2022, that was a bearish month. And so basically for the last 6 years in a row, the September month has been bearish for Bitcoin. And now obviously that does not guarantee that September this year will be bearish. But what it does mean is that if we're going to have a bearish month, it's quite likely that it's going to be September simply based on history. And so obviously this means that we could potentially see some decent buying opportunities occur during September if we do end up seeing another bearish month, because then if you're looking towards Q4, October, November, December, historically speaking, those are much more bullish months for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, the price of ETH is retesting this important area of support, which is still sitting in between around 1640 to 1.7K. And as for the daily Ethereum price oscillators, first of all, the daily Ethereum RSI has not yet fully fully confirmed a break of this short-term bearish trend, because as of right now, we have not yet seen a new successful higher high confirm in the daily Ethereum RSI. But what we have seen over the last one day is a new bullish cross officially confirmed here in the daily Ethereum MACD, which has now been confirmed with a daily candle close. And so once again, like I said yesterday, and like I said earlier in this video for Bitcoin, this basically means we are beginning to see a little bit more bullish momentum return on the daily time frame. But like I said earlier, in order to become more confident that we're really flipping bullish again from short-term bearish trend back to a short-term bullish trend, we would need to see more confirmation, like for example, more of a reversal in the RSI, and ideally some breakouts above resistance in the price, which as of right now has not really happened. And as for support and resistance on this daily time frame, looking at the Fibonacci retracement tool from the November 2022 low up to this swing high, we still have the 38.2% Fibonacci level of support sitting at around 1640, and below that level of support we have the 50% retracement level sitting at around 1510 to 1520. And as for resistance based on this tool, we have this previous level of support, which should now act as new resistance, sitting at around 1820. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 6-hour time frame, right now the 6-hour Ethereum RSI is still holding above this ascending line of support, and obviously the short-term RSI is still forming higher lows and higher highs, which is technically a relief in the short term from that bearish trend. But obviously after that massive pump that we saw yesterday, over the last one day we have seen the 6-hour Ethereum RSI and the RSI on smaller timeframes enter into overbought territories, which basically means the price has gone too far to the upside too quickly, at least in the imminent short term here, and so we're due to see a bit of a short-term cool-off from all of that bullish price action, which should play out in the form of either some choppy sideways price action, if not a bit more of a pullback, talking about the coming hours, potentially over the next 1 to 2 days. But overall, we are still currently seeing a bit more of a relief or pause from that bearish trend that we've seen over the last 1 month. Because once again, at least as of right now, we have not seen a lot of confirmation fully confirming a trend reversal here in the short term. And now, if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is bullish or bearish using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.